Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Okay, yeah. One of these days I'll remember to check that before I start. Anyway, so a couple days ago I did a red, white, and blue Bakugan special. Well, I like to try and make sure that my Bakugan get equal use. And since I have too many now to do all 6 colors in a single practice, I decided tonight I'm going to go ahead and do my green, black, and gold Bakugan. And then moving forward, we'll probably do 2 random colors each time, but we'll rotate the colors so that all my Bakugan get relatively equal play. Because it takes a long time to roll out even half of my collection now. So this is probably going to be my last tricolor Bakugan stream. Unlike last time when I alternated because there was a theme, I'm going to do this practice session the way I usually do and do it 1 color at a time since I don't really have a theme for this group of colors. So instead of alternating, we're going to do all my Ventus, then all my Darkest, and then we'll finish with my Auralus. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with, I still have my face cam off. We're going to start with a Howlcore because he's a bit trigger happy. He won't stay closed. So I got him into a ball just long enough so we can use him as the opener and begin our Bakugan practice. So let us begin. He didn't land on his feet. We'll let him try again. Now with the Ultras, sometimes if they don't land on their feet, I'll give them an extra roll. Not always, though. There's a lot of these to get through. But Howlcore's the opener, so he should have a good landing. For some reason, this Howlcore is trigger happy and doesn't like to stay closed, even though I have this exact same figure in 2 other colors, and both of those work fine without issue. So I don't know what it is about this particular ball that he's not staying closed. I'll have to... There we go. I threw him with too much force that time. He would have landed on his feet. So there's Howlcore. Let's see. And now I'm going to do Feral. Ventus Feral is actually the second Feral in my collection. There we go. With cores, they'll land on their feet every time unless you have too much force and they fall over, which sometimes happens. Feral. All right. Yeah, let's do Pinsator. There we go. And with there, I actually have Pinsator Core in 2 colors, but I don't have the Ultra version yet. And with the core version, you have to fold its legs down like that. The legs are manual. It's the second Scorpion character that they've done. Give me one moment. Let's see who's the... Yeah. Let's do Lupithion. Lupithion's an interesting character. He's a werewolf. Okay, he double cored, but he made no attempt to land on his feet, so we're still early in the show, so let's go ahead and give him another try. Okay, that was 2 tries. But he did make an attempt to flip over, but he couldn't go all the way. Oh, I just realized I didn't show you Pinsator. Here's Pinsator real quick. And here's Lupithion. Okay. Now we're going to roll my 1 green Pegatrix. I'm in the... Sorry about that. I went to the wrong color. Here we go. Now we did 8 of my Pegatrix in the last show. So tonight we're only going to be... Oh, Pegatrix double cord. Tonight we're only going to be doing 5 Pegatrix. I have all 3 of the black versions and 1 each in gold and green. So here's my Ventus Pegatrix. This is the Season 1 core. Okay, this is core. Alright. We're now going to roll Trox. I think, yeah, this is the core version. Ventus, green, is the one color I have all 4 versions of Trox in. And it's the only color I have this Season 1 Trox is in. I have the Season 2 Trox is in a bunch of colors, both core and ultra. But here's my Season 2 core. And we'll flip his little arms down. And here's Trox. Set. Season 2 core Trox, kind of a fatty. A lot of the cores don't really make an attempt at hiding the ball. A lot of the ultras do hide the ball pretty well, though. Alright, what have I picked up now? What is this? Do I have to cheat? I don't recognize this one at first sight. I've memorized most of my balls, but yeah, okay. I see which one this is. Alright. We're going to roll Fade Ninja now. I have Fade Ninja in 2 colors, green and blue. So this is the only one of him you'll see tonight. I memorized the majority of my ball forms. But there's a few Fade Ninja. There's a few I haven't memorized yet. Okay, it's time for a Drago. I have both Season 2 Dragonoid Core and Ultra in green. I have a lot of Dragonoids. I have at least 1 Dragonoid in every color. Green, I just have 2. Red, I have 4, but red is Drago's main color. So our first Dragonoid of the evening. And now we're going to do Tertonium. I have both Tertoniums in green, but I'm pretty sure this is just the core version. Oh. His leg popped open, but totally missed rolling over the core. So let me try him again. My Tertonium's legs are a bit loose. There we go. Core Tertonium. He's a little turtle. And later on, we'll also see my 1 Tertonium Ultra. I also have that in green. Okay, it's time for Zentor. I actually have Zentor in all 3 colors we're rolling today. So this is the first of 3 Zentors you'll see tonight. The thing I like about Zentor is even though he's a core, the figure is detailed enough to look like an Ultra. Okay, that was weird. He pushed the core, then landed between cores. Okay, Zentor's being a little stubborn tonight. Rolled right over the cores without opening. This is ridiculous. There we go. And just like an Ultra, he tried to flip. Well, he didn't land upright, so I'm giving him another roll. Because cores are supposed to land on their feet. There we go. And once you open Zentor, he has a little sword in his right hand you can flip out. And there he is. The first of 3 Zentors you'll see tonight. And now it looks like it's time for the Dragonoid Ultra. That's the card I want. He almost landed on his feet. I'm going to go ahead and consider that upright enough to move on. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about Dragonoid because I talked about him a lot when I was doing the other opening. There's Dragonoid Ultra. All right. We'll do Vice Rocks now. I have Vice Rocks core in 3 colors. All 3 of them are a little trigger happy in storage. You can see he just popped his claw out while he was rolling. As usual, my playmat is a little uneven, but I tried to make it less uneven than it was a few nights ago. So it shouldn't. I wasn't this bad with my aim a few nights ago. I'm not sure what happened. He fell over. We'll try him again. Oh, he popped open on the edge of the playmat. You know what? We're just going to move on. He's just a core. And you've seen him the other night, and you'll see him again later tonight, so no need to dwell on Vice Rock's core. Okay, what do I hear? Okay. Which I think, yeah. I think this is going to be my Trox Ultra from Season 2. That was a really good flip. All right. I'm satisfied with that roll. Let me flip down his arms, because on all 4 versions of Trox, you have to flip the arms down. And there he is. Okay, who do I have next? Oh dear. I think this one is cycloid. Venticycloid is one of my more recent ones. So if I got this wrong, it's forgivable. Here, that core is a little Cycloid is a bit of a cyclops. There's also there's another eyeball themed Bakugan called Cloptor. That's more like a beholder. But Cycloid is clearly supposed to be a cyclops. There's Cycloid. Okay. I think it's time for Shark Tar. This is Shark Tar Core. You saw Shark Tar Ultra in the last show in 2 colors, but this is my only core version. There's Shark Tar. Okay, what do I have here? It's time for Tertonium Ultra. The other Tertonium I have in green. Okay, made no attempt to land upright, so let's try that again. Okay, that was kind of lame. Let's try it again. Tertonium's not that complicated to close. We can give him another try. Okay, that was the 3rd attempt, so we're just going to have to move on at this point. Hopefully, most of my ultras will have better landings than in the opening a few days ago. A lot of the ultras were floppy in that opening a few days ago. Here's Tertonium Ultra. Okay, we'll do Rairazu now. Rairazu is a plant creature. The engineering is very similar to Vice Rock's core, but unlike Vice Rock's, it's not trigger happy. Here's Rairazu. Okay, what have I got here? Okay, I may be wrong about this one, but I think this is my Season 1 Trox core. Oh, that was cheap. Yeah, it's Season 1 Trox core. And like all the other Troxes, I gotta take a moment and fold down the arms. I'm not sure which Trox I feel is more derpy looking, the Season 1 core or the Season 2 core. The best Trox model, in my opinion, is the Season 1 Ultra. And now we're going to roll out a Bakugan called Barbetra. Barbetra, even though it's just a core, was a bit of a hunt for me. But Barbetra's pretty awesome. All of these Bakugan are pretty awesome, but I actually put effort into hunting this one because of its cool design. There we go. Even open facing the camera. So let me fix the cores real quick, and then I'll show them off like I usually do. The ones that cooperate and have good openings right away, we're not going to dwell too much on. There's Barbetra. Alright, we're going to do Falcron Ultra now. I have 3 Falcrons. Core Falcron you saw the other day, and both of my Falcron Ultras are in today's opening. So it's kind of a reverse of the way we did Shark Tar, where both of the Ultras were in the other opening, and the core was in today's opening. But with Falcron, the one core was in the other opening. Did not land on its feet, so we'll let Falcron have one more attempt. Once again, made no attempt to land on his feet, so I want to see a good opening, especially with Falcron. Falcron's pretty awesome, and he usually makes the landing, so I don't know what's going on tonight. Alright, he's just not having it. That was the 3rd try. There's a lot of these to do tonight. You know what? One more go. I really want to see Falcron at least try. Well, he double cored for a moment, but then he dropped the core as I was the second core as I was picking him up. Alright. Alright, he's not having it tonight. I mean, I gave him 5 tries, and I normally have a 3-try limit with the Ultras. So I'm not sure what happened with Falcron tonight, but there he is. Maybe my other Falcron Ultra and Darkest will do better. Okay, time for Ultra Phaedrus. Ultra Phaedrus is interesting because Phaedrus, for some reason, the Ultra has wings, even though neither the card, character design, or core has wings. It still looks pretty cool. But the core, which is faithful to the character design, is more of an Asian serpent dragon kind of thing, but the wings make the Ultra look more like a dragonfly kind of thing. That one landed upright, and because Ultra Phaedrus is quadrupedal, it's easier to land upright because you don't actually have to make it stand. It stands on 4 legs, which is another thing that the character card doesn't really accentuate too well. But here's Ultra Phaedrus. And now we're going to do Core Phaedrus so that you can see what I mean. There we go. There's Core Phaedrus. You can see that the core version is a lot closer to the character design with that serpent dragon kind of thing. And then we'll do Cubbo. I have the cosplay Cubbos they just released, but in terms of the actual Season 1 releases, green is the only color I have Cubbo in right now. That was lame. He had backwards momentum there. Let's try that one more time. Oh, give me a moment. You know, I always tell her before I start a show, but she's been good about not interrupting, so one time isn't a big deal. As long as she doesn't make a habit of it. Let's go on. There we go. Cubbo landed properly this time. And I showed off the cosplay Cubbos in that big unboxing I did a few weeks ago. I haven't actually opened them yet. I'll probably open them soon. And for my final Ventus Bakugan, we're going to do Season 1 Trox Ultra. My favorite of the 4 Trox models. It actually looks like a T-Rex out of Jurassic Park. Unlike the other Troxes. I definitely want to get this figure in other colors if I'm able to do so. But I don't have a budget for more Bakugan right now. So I just gotta keep playing with the ones I got. It tried. Let me get, this is the last green one. So let me give it one more attempt. Let me see. I'm usually not this slow closing this one. Okay, it's being uncooperative. But yeah, this is the last green one, and then we have two more colors to roll out tonight. Hi. One more go. It didn't even try that time. If I can close it faster than the last attempt. I don't want to waste too much time on closing for rerolls. There's a reason that future Bakugan practice streams are going to be limited to 2 colors. Okay, almost came back around. We'll let it stand. Flip up his arms. You actually, to flip up this Trox's arms, you have to gently pull his legs out of the way. And there he is. Trox Ultra. And with that, we're done with Ventus. And we're going to do Darkest next. But before I do that, before I start the Darkest Bakugan, I'm going to take a very quick bio break. I'll be back in about 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back, and let's get right into our darkest. Now, the lighting in my room isn't the best, but I'm going to do my best to show these off as well as possible. Um, but you may not be able to see detail as well as with all the other colors. So I apologize in advance. We're going to start with Darkest Zentor. And I already talked about Zentor, so once it lands, I'm not going to dwell too much on it. That doesn't count. It landed on the edge of the playmat, not the cores. So we will re-roll. Okay, this Centaur is being a little stubborn. That does not count. So he's not being nearly as cooperative as his green brother. There we go. We took way too long with a silly little core, but we'll pull his sword down. And there's Zentor. Yeah. It's not really showing well on camera. Most of this color isn't going to show well on camera, but we try. Okay, what have I here? Is that... I think this is Trox Ultra. So I have at least one Season 2 Trox in every color except Gold Auralus. You saw a bunch of them. I have the Ultra in red, white, black, green, and I have the core in red, blue, green. It made a jump and then landed on its head, so I'm not sure what it was trying to do there. We'll try that one more time. Okay, this one's being a little wonky for some reason. Okay, that's not how you're supposed to open a Bakugan. That one popped open before even touching the cores. Probably explains the wonky rolls it was having a moment ago. Probably didn't close it properly. Maybe this will go better. It tried, but we're just gonna let it go. You've already seen Trox Ultra tonight, so let me just pull down his arms and we'll move on. Yeah. Light's really not good for the darkest, but I do my best. Okay, what's this one? Okay, I think this is my Kellyanne. There we go. Kellyanne had a good landing. Well, Kellyanne's another quadrupedal one. But this one doesn't sit flat on the ground like Phaedrus does. So it still has to jump a little bit. There, you can kind of make out its rough shape. It's a Kellyanne is supposed to be a Kieran. Okay, we're going to look at Howlcore now. This is the season 1 version of Howlcore. This version of the toy, for some reason, they gave wings to. Okay, I'm going to redo that one because it made no attempt to land on its feet. It just landed on the core and popped open as it sat on its head. So let me go ahead and fold it back up. And we will try rolling it again. And in season 1, a lot of the ultras were a bit bumpy on the surface. For Howlcore, the 2 side heads actually make up the bumps on the ball. It landed on its side, but I'm gonna let it pass because we still have a lot of these to do. We'll flip his ears up, and here's Howlcore. You can see the wings on his back. I really can't position this to show up good on camera. I'm doing my best, but this one really isn't coming out. Okay, what have I just picked up? Okay, I think this is my first of 3 Pegatrix we're going to see tonight. This is my season 2 core Pegatrix. I never realized just how cool the card looks in these colors. That's a pretty awesome looking character card. There we go. And here's Pegatrix. I'm not going to dwell too long on that one because you've seen it in other colors. Okay, Howlcore again, this time season 2 core. In the show, Howlcore is made by Lightning. Lightning is actually a dog, and Howlcore is a 3-headed dog. So he's basically a Bakugan whose master, he's basically a dog whose master is also a dog. I thought that was a little funny the way they did that. There we go. And I'm not too big a fan of the season 2 core version of Howlcore. I do have it in a few colors. But as you can see, the side heads don't look like they're positioned where heads should be. The other Howlcores at least do the head positioning a little better. Okay, what have I got here? Alright, let's do Hydrus. This is my Ultra Hydrus that I have in 3 colors. Ultra Hydrus from Season 2 is one of the easiest Ultras to close. It's even easier to close than some cores. We're going to let it go again. Like I just said, it's easy to close. But you know what? You've already seen this Bakugan twice in the other show, so let's just flip out his feet and move on. Yeah. I'll have to look at my lighting options for these guys. Alright, we're going to do Darkest Feral, who was actually one of my first night Bakugan. The very first night that I collected, Feral was one of the ones I picked up. There he is. I'll see what options I have for lighting, but I'm not going to be able to fix it much better than it already is, I don't think. We're going to do my other version of Darkest Hydrus now. This is the core version. That click noise that Bakugan make when they pop open, that's a really satisfying sound, in my opinion. There it is. Okay, we're going to do Falcron Ultra now. Hopefully this one is going to behave better than the green one did. Oh, his little head popped out. His little head popped out on that last roll. And I tried to put it back in, and then his wings started pop. Let's try that again. Okay, he made no attempt to do the landing, just like his brother. So we're gonna do one more try. I'm okay with doing one more on Falcron, because I usually don't have trouble with Falcron. Okay, he made no attempt, and I'm not going to sit here and keep rolling and re-rolling him like I did with his brother, because we'll be here all night. So, Falcron. And the lighting is really not doing it justice. Okay, let's do Crachelios. I'm going to redo that one. Give me a moment. Crachilios can be a little tricky to fold up. But Crachilios made no attempt to land the way we want him to, so let me I hear noises outside. I think it's the neighbors preparing their trash bags. Tuesday is trash night here. Alright. Crachilios is... I've always had a little bit of difficulty closing Crachilios. But Crachilios is one I want to see make the landing, so I'm going to take a little bit of extra time and get him closed. My Crachilios just jammed up. Give me a moment to try and get him unlocked. And no, that's not good. That is totally not good. Give me a moment, because give me a moment. I'm having technical difficulties with my Crachilios. Alright. I'll show him off. I'm canceling Crachilios' roll. A little piece of him just fell off, and I think I can fix it. But I'm not going to waste time on camera to do so. So I'll show him from his good side. I've never had that happen before, where a piece just fell off a Bakugan while I was trying to roll it. Let's move on to Ramparian. Wow. It did a funky kind of jump flip and still landed on its back. We're going to let Ramparian have a reroll. Okay, it tried. A little too much momentum, but at least it didn't land on his back. I'll consider that a good roll. Okay, it's time for Nilius Core. I think season 2. And both of my both of my ultras of Nilius were in the other opening. But in Darkest, I do have both season 1 and season 2 as cores. That was weird. It rolled right over the cores, dragged one, but didn't actually open. There we go. Here's Nilius. Okay. Looks like this one is going to be Cloptor. I hope I'm right with that. Luckily, this is Core Cloptor, so there's no chance of losing its eyeball. And there it is. Weird little eyeball creature with wings. And there's the eyeball just staring at you. Okay, this is season 1, Nilius. Not too big a fan of the season 1 core version of Nilius. Looks a little weird. Proportions definitely off. Like a lot of the non-ultra core versions, proportions tend to be off. Okay, let's do Trino. And Trino is very similar to Core Tritonium in how it's engineered. Except you do have to flip down the horns once it opens. And you'll actually get a better view of Trino a bit later, because I have this one in, Aurelus as well. And Aurelus should show up nicely on camera. It's lighter and shinier, and my light should be better with it. This one is yes, it's Pegatrix time again. Pegatrix is Season 2 Ultra Pegatrix is tied with Season 2 Ultra Dragonoid, I think, in terms of most manual parts. Because with Pegatrix, you have all 4 legs, plus the horn, and then you got to open up the wings as well. But it didn't land on its feet, so we're going to give it another roll. Pegatrix is worth giving an extra turn to. Pegatrix is my favorite Bakugan, as you all know. It tried, but you can't really see the darkest ones all that well And you've seen this Ultra 3 times in the last show, so I'm just going to open up the manual parts and we'll move on. There it is. You can't really see it on. Okay, I have here, let's do Samoga. Samoga is kind of a Naga kind of creature, as far best as I can tell. The figure doesn't really look like the card, but it still looks pretty cool. Okay. I've got here, I hope I'm right about this one. We're going to do Fenneca. And this is my only Fenneca tonight. I have 4 Fennecas, 2 Core, 2 Ultra, but given that my other 3 Fennecas are red, white, and blue, this is the only one I get to roll tonight. Fenneca's pretty cute, even in Darkest. The Darkest sculpt just makes him look, yeah. But you can't really see how cute Fenneca is in this light. I can't really get him to show up that well on camera. So now we're going to do Treacherous. Okay, he's a little wobbly tonight, and I can't. I'm not sure why. I usually don't have too much trouble. He tried, but we're going to do that again. Okay, that's a good flip. That's a good land. Treacherous has a cool look. I want to get him in other colors. I can't get him to show up well on camera. Okay, let's go to my other Pegatrix. This will be my other, this will be my final Darkest Pegatrix. Season 1 Core. And for my Darkest finale, we're gonna do Hyper Dragonoid, the only Drago I have in Darkest. My red Hyper Dragonoid was actually my Pyrus finale in the last show. It's such a cool looking figure, and it made the landing the first time, which I appreciate. The camera's really not doing it justice, but this figure looks really cool in person. You can even see the double wings. I really like that. That's an improvement it has on the other Drago designs. And with that, we have finished the darkest. So now we're going to move on to our Auralist Bakugan. Give me a moment to get them out. And some of the Auralist Bakugan have shiny gold paint on them. They started doing that in Season 2. So Auralist was actually the only faction to get a major change to its color scheme between seasons. They added the gold paint between Season 1 and Season 2. So you can tell which Bakugan are from Season 1 with Auralist because they don't have the shiny metallic paint on them. But the metallic paint is a nice touch. We're going to start with... Okay, I think I just picked up Trino. Yeah, I see the little... So you're going to get a better view of Trino. Because, you know, the darkest one wasn't showing up too well. I don't have any Ultra Trinos yet. There's a lot of Season 1 Bakugan that I have the core versions of, but not the Ultras. I don't have Ultra Scorponok, Fangzor, Mantanoid, Trino, Serpentese. Goreen only exists as an Ultra, and I don't have that one. I also don't have a lot of the Season 3. There's Trino. I don't have a lot of the Season 3 Bakugan yet either. I just have some of the Wave 1 stuff. Okay, yeah, I think I know which one this is. So here's my Season 3 Ultra Dragonoid, which I'm going to re-roll. This is one that's usually pretty consistent about making the landing, but he fell over today, so let's try that again. Well, he had too much momentum, but you know what? I'm getting tired, so let's just move on. Season 3 Drago. He's got a bit more bulk than in my... He appears to have a bit more bulk than some of the other Dragos. He looks stronger and more muscular. Okay, this one is... I could be wrong about this one, but I'm going to go ahead and take a guess. I think I'm holding my Mantanoid right now. Well, I was holding my Mantanoid, but he did not pop open on the cores. So let me close him up for a reroll. There he goes. There's Mantanoid. Not sure the best way to hold them, but so that you can get the most detailed look. You can see his little claws in front. Okay, let's do Fangzor. Okay. There's Fangzor. Little snake. And now we'll do Scorponok. Scorpiros, I mean. Scorponok is a transformer. I don't know where that came from. Well, Bakugan are kind of like transformers. But here's Scorpiros. And they actually created a second kind of scorpion Bakugan called Pinsator for Season 3. But Scorpiros was Season 1 scorpion. Okay. I think this is my centipod that I'm holding. Yeah. Centipod is another one of those long ones like Phaedrus and Fangzor. And Ultranilius. But Ultranilius doesn't really open the same way. It doesn't close. Now we're going to do a Vicerox core. We're gonna let it do it. We're gonna let it do a redo. Okay. We're not. You've seen him before, so we're not gonna dwell too much on showing him off. Okay. Ultra Phaedrus, which we've already talked about tonight, so we'll just open her up. Okay, she double clawed, but that was an unsatisfying opening. She landed on her back. And I just got finished saying a little bit earlier how Ultra Phaedrus is one of the easier Ultras to land on the feet because of how the legs are positioned. So we're definitely going to give Phaedrus another chance here. Oh well. You know what? We've already done Ultra Phaedrus tonight. So even though it didn't land upright this time, we're just going to keep things moving. We're almost done and I'm getting tired. I've literally got 8 Bakugan left for this show. Alright, let's do Halcor. Ultra. This is my Halcor Ultra. This is also the first Halcor that I ever owned. It tried. We're just gonna let it stand. Oof. And after stream, I'll take a look at Crachelios and see if I can fix it. Crachelios was part of a box set, so it would really suck if it's permanently broken. Which I've heard has occurred with some Season 1 Bakugan, particularly Ultras, but I've never had that happen to me before. So this is Halcor Ultra. Okay, who's next? This one will be my finale. Yeah, let's do this one. We're going to do Maxitor. Now, Maxitor, because of the way it's designed, its feet are the manual parts, so Maxitor can't actually land on its feet. So when it lands upright, the pose it lands in actually looks like it's charging like a bull. But not on its head like that, so we're going to redo that. I'm overdue to do another art stream, so I'll probably do an art stream this week. And I'm almost ready to do my 3rd Kazusical, but I want to practice a little more first before I put that up, because I wasn't really a fan of how my hairspray turned out. I could tell when listening to it afterwards that I had not practiced enough. So I definitely want to practice my next Kazusical a little more before I actually perform it. That's not that's not landing upright either. So let me do that one more try with Maxitor. And the way Maxitor is engineered, when you close it, it actually the ball feels a little loose when it's closed. Alright, Maxitor, do it. And it just popped open in my hand as I was preparing to set it down to roll it. So either I didn't close it up properly, or the looseness in its ball form is a major design flaw. Okay, why is that side not staying closed? That side feels even looser than usual. Well, I'm not going to play with Max Tour too much. It felt a bit springier than usual today, so I don't want to. Max Tour. Max Tour is a really cool looking Bakugan with giant axes for hands. Alright, let's do, this is Batrix. Nice! That's what we call a perfect landing. So we got the perfect landing first try with at least one Ultra tonight. There's Batrix. Okay, this one is Core Howl Core. We're not going to spend too much time on this one because you've seen this one before, both in the last show and previously in this show. And now for the third and final Zentor in my collection, and third Zentor tonight. I need to figure out my finances because I definitely want to have a budget to get more Bakugan. There's a lot of Bakugan on my wish list that I don't have yet. There we go. Okay, flip down the sword. Now, Dragonoid, Core, the wings are really nice and shiny on this version. Okay, and now we're going to do Ultra Syndius. You'll remember my blue Ultra Syndius was really loose. Well, not this one. This one's nice and tight. We might actually get a good landing on this one. It tried. Actually, yeah, it would have landed upright had it not hit the uneven bit at the edge of my playmat where I have too much going on my desk. So we're going to let it stand. You can see the way the core picked up on his shield, and he held it like a shield. Nice little sword he's got going on in his hand there. You can see that too. What's interesting is Syndius Ultra is a Season 1 Bakugan, but it didn't get Orless in Season 1, and then in Season 3, in Wave 1, they released Syndius Ultra in 2 colors it never had in Season 1, and they gave the Orless version the gold paint in later seasons. So Syndius is kind of anomaly in terms of the gold paint. And finally, we're going to roll out the final Pegatrix of the evening, my one Auralist Pegatrix. And I decided to finish with Pegatrix because Pegatrix is my favorite character. So there's Pegatrix and Auralist. Lots of nice gold highlights on it. And with that, that was my final Bakugan. So now we are going to find someone to raid. Let's see who's on. Justin and Evelyn is on tonight. They're a musician. And they're a guy and a girl who play piano and sing together, and they're very talented. They're a lot better of a musician than my attempts at a music stream. So we're going to go ahead and raid them now. Justin and Evelyn, you're going to enjoy their show. All right, the raid has been initiated. I'm probably going to do an art stream and another Kazuzical this week. Probably another Morrowind episode if I have time. Have a good night, everyone, and I will see you in the next show. Good night.
Should we do this awesome song for Photo Geek
Cannot wait. Uncle Evie! Welcome, welcome!
What's up?
Welcome to the stream.